Hi everyone. I hope everybody's well. I think there's a few things that I need to mention or clarify rather with regards to the Ozempic post because I think there's a bit of and I can't say misconception or misunderstanding. I don't know, but there's just something. There's too many opinions, and I'd like to just clarify a lot of things. Okay, the first and most important question: how did I get a hold of the Ozempic? So, a few months ago, this is around May, my period stopped showing up. So it proceeded, I think, for approximately until September. June, July, August, September. So it was 5 months to 6 months. And obviously I got worried, and then I went to my GP, and my GP then referred me to a specialist. So when I got to the specialist then examined me through a sonar and found that there are cysts that are in my ovary. I hope I said it right. Yes. And then that is when he basically made the diagnosis of PCOS. However, PCOS's, I hope I'm saying it right, vary. And with me, all the symptoms I had represented hirsutism. So we took a formal blood test. My main symptoms were waist fat. I also had increased hair underneath my chin. So we ran a blood test, and the results actually did come out and said that I do have increased testosterone levels. Fine. So with the hirsutism chemistry analysis, it indicates what causes hirsutism. Me, it wrote that the causes could be either Cushing syndrome, it could be obesity, or it could be the administration of testosterone. So because I was complaining mainly about my weight, about how it's very difficult for me to manage my weight irrespective of what I'm on, the doctor said, okay, let's try to manage your weight and see if maybe your symptoms will subside. The symptoms being, will my periods come back? Will my facial hair go away? And will my belly fat, reduce in size? Because remember, with all these symptoms and me not getting my menstrual cycle, it means that my ovaries are blocked by those two cysts. I think I need to attach a picture. If I find it, I will, and you'll see it. So it means that I'm not ovulating. If in the event I want to have a baby, I can't because, I'm not ovulating. My ovaries are blocked. Yes, if in simple terms. So he was like, okay, before we explore drastic measures, let me try to get you on a weight loss regime. So I didn't even have a clue what Ozempic was at that particular time. And I did not tell the doctor, can you give me Ozempic? No, it did not work like that. He was like, all right, so this is what I'll prescribe for you with regards to your weight loss. Please learn more about it and, go for it. So I then went and got my pen and I went through my medical aid first. I am on GEMS. However, GEMS declined, indicating that it would need motivation to give me Ozempic because it's a semaglutide. I don't know how to say that word, but yes, it's basically a medication for people that are type 2 diabetic, yes, who have type 2 diabetes. So if you're not chronic or you don't have type 2 diabetes, it's very difficult for your medical aid to actually give you Ozempic, right? However, if you're on prescription, you can get it cash, but medical aids usually decline. So I then went to a private pharmacy because Clicks and Discount did not have the particular dose that I needed, which is 0.25 pen. But I had money to get a 1 milligram pen. Do you understand? So I then went to the private pharmacy. So there's different pens. There's a 0.25 milligram pen, there's a 0.5 milligram pen, and there's a 1 milligram pen, I think. Yes. So I got the 1 milligram pen. However, I would prep it every single week for the dose that is meant to get into my body, which is 0.25, if it makes sense. Yes. Yes, and that's pretty much it. So the 1 milligram pen, the one that I got, is 3,100 Rand at a private pharmacy. I'm not gonna mention which pharmacy, guys. I mean, come on, the information is there. Like at Clicks, it's 2.7 or 2.8. The 0.25 pen is 1.5, and then there's a 0.5 pen which is 1.9. And I was on this pen for 6 to 8 weeks, meaning that it lost me for 8 weeks. Do I have to continue on it long term? It depends on me. However, I have found alternatives on what else can I take for my insulin. Remember, PCOS is prompted by insulin levels being super high and all of that skyrocketing on an abnormal length. So I found medication, which is berberine and inositol, which help regulate sugar levels. So because now I've reached my desired weight, I don't see myself losing further than this, and I've found other alternatives, I am going for berberine, right? Yes. But in the event that I feel like, okay, this actually worked for me better, because remember, you have to explore what works for your body, then I might go to Ozempic. But if you stay on Ozempic, it will be a month-to-month thing. There are other natural remedies that you can explore as well, which is actually cutting off sugar. I have tried it before. It has worked. If you want before and afters, I can put them on my profile. But I was on a plant-based diet. So there's a lady called Teopilani who really creates meal preps for plant-based people. It's simple things. It doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't have to break your bank. But plant-based routine, and also cutting off sugar. Sugar is the main cause of where we are. Sugar ke cause ya mokhaba, guys, in essence. You know, because the fat is stored in one place to your glucose levels being high. Within a month of me being on Ozempic, I got my periods back. I lost weight around my waist. My neck I used to have a 3-step neck. It has reduced in size, and also I used to have a very dark neck. Like, it's still a bit dark, but now my skin tone is uniform from my face to my chest. So my insulin neck is also gone. I have less hair. I used to have very bad. I know there's a filter on, but you could actually see the marks through a filter. Lastly, I think it's very imperative that I mention that I'm no longer comfortable sharing my doctor's details, mainly because people on social media have a habit of overstepping boundaries, and right now it's a mere issue of harassment towards him. And when something is prescribed to me, I also still have the liberty to decide if I want to consume it or not. And if anything happens to me, I am an adult and I'm quite accountable.